This is not going to happen. You know what's coming. You know that the Republicans are now going to rally around Obama on this issue. How do I know it? I can prove it. Here is the dimwit, George Bush, calling the Arab Spring a promotion of freedom. Here is perhaps the stupidest man in the history of America to have ever sat in the Oval Office, glorifying in a speech at the George W. Bush Institute yesterday the Arab Spring, even though the Muslim Brotherhood has sprung up from the gutters from Cairo to Tripoli. Listen to this man glorifying the emergence of the radical Islamists in clip 11.
These are extraordinary times in the history of freedom. In the Arab Spring, we have seen the broadest challenge to authoritarian rule since the collapse of Soviet communism.
I never heard anything like this. I never heard anything like this. Muslim radicals have taken over Egypt. They're sacking the Cairo Museum. They're robbing treasures. They're sacking libraries. They're driving Coptic Christians out of Egypt. The Jews are being driven out of Egypt. And this dummy gets up and talks a speech that has no relationship to reality. What world does George Bush live in? Answer: the world that the Republicans write for him. George Bush is limited to a sheet of paper 8.5 by 11. Whatever they put in front of him, he reads. That's the reality. Is Mitt Romney any different than George Bush? No. Therefore, those who control this country and the world are going to write up some 8.5, 11 sheets for them, teleprompters, and they're going to say, Barack Obama was not born in Kenya. He's a natural-born citizen. But, sir, what about the literary? Oh, Bashar, that's nothing. Why, that was a mistake. That booklet that you saw with your own eyes stating that he was born in Kenya, that was an error. We just found the literary agent himself who said it was a fraud put out by Andrew Breitbart. But, sir, Andrew Breitbart's been dead now several months. Well, no, Andrew Breitbart did that from the grave along with Richard Nixon. They got together in the next world, and Nixon and Breitbart got together, and they created a printing press in Hades. And in Hades, they printed this literary brochure where they said that Obama was born in Kenya. That's what's coming next. Okay, these are times that only Mark Twain could survive in. I've stated my piece. I'm open for business. The phone number is 1-800-449-825. But before we take a break, we have to go back to George Bush. I have to play for you a little bit more of this man's speech on the emergence of the dictatorship of the radical Islamists across the Arab Crescent, introduced by George Soros, Zbigniew Brzezinski, Jimmy Carter, Hillary Clinton, and glorified by George Bush. You're not going to believe this. Listen to clip 15.
America does not get to choose if a freedom revolution should begin or end in the Middle East or elsewhere. It only gets to choose what...
A freedom revolution? What does that mean? What's a freedom revolution? What is this man saying? What is a freedom revolution? You mean rebels who are Islamists who are worse than the people in power, the dictators? That's freedom to you? What in the world is wrong with this man's mind? I'll come right back because I have no answer. Savage.